Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have some reads for you today. I didn't come in yesterday because the energies were really heavy in general and for me yesterday, so I didn't want to bring in that really intense negative energy. I did have a bit of a purge last night. I hadn't slept much the night before and hadn't gotten good sleep all week, and there's a lot of dark mother sexual energies coming up. And it was bringing up, even in meditation, it was calling to bring up dark energies around this dark mother sexual energy, up from other timelines, maybe from this life or not from this life, but whatever's coming up, to just allow it. And even things that just bringing up in your own life, what you may have felt bad about yourself, and just let go of that to love that too, all your shadow aspects. So I didn't do my sand art today, but I do have the readings from yesterday and today. I am going to tell you the readings from yesterday, even though they were a little heavier than today, which feels much better, and I slept really well last night. First time in a bit that I've slept that much, so that felt really good. But I just want you to know what energies have been coming up, and so that you know that you're not crazy. Sure, some of you have felt like you slipped back into old victim mentality, thinking in a purge, that kind of thing, but it's just something that needs to come up if that's what you're going through. And I'm telling you, I went through a big purge last night, so allow it to come up and out, and just come back to your knowing. Okay, you're being kind of pushed to really dig deep, and get this really harsh, dark stuff out of you. So don't feel like you're losing ground or anything. It's what everyone's going through right now, in different ways. Okay, so yesterday was October 9th, and the night before that I'd watched The Decoy Bride, so that brings up brides, so that kind of stuff is coming up as well. Lots of karmic energy and the feelings of the divine feminine about the karmic of the divine masculine, and coming back into love for everyone. But it's bringing up all of these, like I said, dark mother and sexual energies for the divine feminine are definitely the focus right now. Yesterday was the 9th, so it was the Hermit energy, along with the day adding up to 30, which is that Four of Wands or union energy. So it's deep reflection in this union energy, which is bringing out some of these wounds. I also got 3 nights yesterday, so that was from the 9th, which would lead into the 12th. So I felt it was indicative of 3 nights of these intense energies coming in for clearing. Okay. Whew. So yesterday, for the divine feminine, the only major arcana that came up was the Lovers. So it was all about the Lovers, sexuality. Okay. There was 2 cups, 5 wands, 2 swords, and a pentacle. So this is very unusual for the feminine. Okay. This is very typical for the masculine, but not for the feminine. 5 wands, a lot of action, passion-oriented energy yesterday regarding the Lovers. The court cards were the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, those were the 3 knights, and a page also came up. The numbers that came up in the read and the codes were 4 and 1 and 41, which is a 5, as well as the number 77 and 2521. And it was really just, and the same energy today really has been coming up about adventure and spirituality for the divine feminine, to see this as an adventure in your spirituality. And it was really just urging you yesterday to seek support of twin friends, to help each other out. That there was, like, I was even getting dynamite yesterday, and then I felt the dynamite. Okay, so it was just really about 41 is the Ace of Cups. All right, so it's self-love by reaching out for someone, a friend, when you need it. Okay, because some others, if you're okay, you might have a friend who doesn't have sufficient support and needs your support. Okay, so the energy for the read for the divine feminine yesterday, and again, this support has to do with all the fire that's in the energy right now, and to help each other transmute that energy. So the energy for the Divine Feminine yesterday was about almost there. After these zero-based or God-based, source-based dark mother energies overwhelming in sham fam energies, so that family that appears to be perfect on the outside but is actually not true on the inside, and these dark mother energies coming up from that overwhelming these energies, okay? So within the sham fam, and actually if your Divine Masculine is going through these energies, you may be picking up on his energies, and that's what's really taking you down. So if you're feeling it and then you're feeling his on top of yours, that may really take you down as well, okay? But all you have to do is just let those emotions out and then come back to your balance again, okay? On higher timelines, still slipping back into longing for a message, feeling left out, and in the middle of the ocean on a rock that says, you aren't alone. And it's funny because I have a rock that my daughter found. I don't know when she found it. It was within the past few years. Definitely on my journey. That says, you aren't alone. The twins are out, surrounded by threes I was getting. A lot of threes in the read. But the twins are actually 4. And then I was getting this parallel to the H in Yahweh. Yahweh. Or Yahweh. Someone tell me how to pronounce it correctly. Yahweh. I was getting a connection instead of the 3 to the 4, like bringing the 3 of the third energy and the three-way situation into the 4 of the union and the 4 of the Yahweh, because the second H in Yahweh is just the transition into the next cycle. It's not part of the 3. The YHW is the 3. So it's needing that 4th to ground the union. And the H was also coming up as DNA, because what is an H? It's part of a ladder. If you look at an H, it's one piece of the DNA, okay? So the 4th is needed, the 4th piece is needed to continue to the next cycle, an offering at the gate in the garden. Board integrating while the 4th cup being offered from God, or you can go back to being part of the crowd of gossipers, partiers, and drinkers, if you like. You don't need the 3. You are the 3. Fending off others who want your energy, standing your ground, grounding. Dark mother energy hanging over the Divine Masculine's workplace and his home. But 3 plus 3 equals justice, closure, and patience and balance of an angel. Right? The 3 of you, the 3 of the Divine Masculine, equals justice, okay? Which is 3 plus 3 is 6, love, right? Truth. So justice, closure, and patience and balance of an angel. That's who you are. Free yourself. That's what came up as the underlying energy for the Divine Feminine. The Empress Dark Mother on one side, hovering over your new life, and jealous third party on the other, hovering over union. There's also the sad, harsh truth of hurting yourself. Also underlying this energy is the karmic completion yesterday. And you may be feeling these endings, okay? Manipulation on one wing, and the retrograde wheel on the other, supporting free will to cut through the crap or stick it to yourself. Being strong in the retrogrades, being strong to the retrogrades and manipulators, but needing clarity on sexuality to round out the Divine Feminine's happiness on her own. Climbing the steps alone, standing up to others and being patient as masked boy burns with desire after holding and grounding instability or holding on to his stuff in a move. Coming together at work to celebrate completion of some kind of justice or divorce, and then finally dipping their feet into the water. The foundation for the Divine Feminine is the Lovers. All right, the Queen of Swords without lover manifests a little self-love. After clinging to being taken down, the Queen of Wands looking away and rising above and putting it out there. The challenge for the Divine Feminine is the Knight of Wands. At night, holding back passion in a split, or quickly without love. That could be like a one-night stand type of thing. The Divine Feminine is challenged by his dark energy of avoidance of his dark, and his light man of passion in a split with his divine counterpart for more opportunities of passion. So maybe for those twins who've come together, maybe he just came in for, sex and then went back to his partner. So he'd have more options. Or maybe he just wanted to stay single for more options of passion instead of knowing who his partner is, okay? Still being in his 3D type of energies. Now in the Divine Feminine's head and heart is good fortune in offering love. As the Hermit, putting it out there to get your wish. How long can your Divine Masculine avoid the truth? The Hermit is married to their lover, being left behind, injured with nothing, trying to catch up, dumping everything to get rid of this infection in order to be sovereign. The Divine Feminine gets her wish because Passion Visit brought out the King of Pentacles, his devil side, to make him think again about his options, his passions, and also one boob. So I don't know if someone is dealing with mastectomy issues. Or just issues with a Queen of Pentacles, trying to wake her in separation from a narcissist. The angel sees what he wants and goes for it. Soon, after up at night looking back, and possibly a devil or dark Cancer Aquarian visit with the King of Swords, guiding the Divine Feminine back to him. So him dealing with all of these dark energies, but at the same time also, in the 5D, guiding you back to him. The narcissist's true love is the devil, being the star, laying his hands on the weak to heal them so he can be, the star. Messenger of truth, an announcement of our union, seen as narcissistic and dark. So people looking in on this situation may see the union as actually narcissistic and dark, very selfish. The Divine Feminine is, in the King of Cups energy, the wounded warrior, guarded and starting a new life. Engagement comes up also. For the Divine Feminine, so raising some relationship to a higher level. Around the Divine Feminine, a backwards offer to heal a divorce or spirituality while in union in order to give. So some may be offered like they're not quite finished with a relationship or divorce, like they're still working on the divorce, but wanting the Divine Masculine actually coming forward because wanting to work on the rest of the stuff together. To learn to forgive. Clearing blocks of wounding and guardedness, and sick of being strong, and researching energy to announce to others who are working and juggling daily duties. While divorcing, or some kind of break in commitment, and trying to guide you back to him all at the same time. So that this is the masculine going through all this energy, okay? Adventure and spirituality comes up, like I said, for the Divine Feminine. Forgetting the past for new passion that you're hung up on. Third party heartbreak, separated in union, as the third party with narcissist who loves the Divine Feminine to the death is longing for the Divine Feminine while back in loveless marriage after a narcissistic union, stealing from both of the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine's successes. When leading the way, the other will take from you, or others will take from you. Family as lightning strikes the third party longing. Narcissistic love transformed to longing in separation. News of suffering, of family and stress, and a family secret possibly. I was getting to the Divine Masculine, some of them may be, like their work actually may be a cover for some kind of family secret. Also, psychic abilities in the family and working on them. Taking steps to the lover and new life in union. The masked boy, a flame rising above, wanting to come in passionately and sending 5D messages to the divine feminine wounded warrior, offering love to third party, heartbreak, and family. So it's, it's very, very much a mishmash of back and forth energies between the divine feminine and the karmic and the families. Okay, there's a lot of energies kind of like thrown in the pot just to work it out. And this is what you're feeling. He's clinging to deliberation of the sham fam completion, the artificial family, so that he can, some may be possibly retiring or just to be independent without their family. Lovers rise to offer love and emotion without passion. New life with the 5D messages and messages of truth, announcements of third-party heartbreaks in union with wounded warriors, but still attached to family. Okay, so there's still some underlying emotions that the divine masculine is definitely going through, affecting the divine feminine. For the divine masculine yesterday, it was just the Emperor and the Justice for the major arcana. There's 2 pentacles and 5 cups, which is really unusual for the divine masculine, and then 2 swords. There were no wands at all for the divine masculine, which is also very unusual. The numbers that came up for the divine masculine were 1, 4, so it was the opposite from the feminine, which was 4, 1, and 14 is all about temperance, right, and patience, being in moderation. Also 44 came up for the divine masculine. And it was all about the energy of temperance, him finding his patience with those around him, because he's got very much in his cups energy, but there's also swords there, backing that up. So he can be in his head. He's not too in his head, but he's got a lot of emotions going on. So he's got to learn to balance those emotions with the thoughts about those emotions. Okay, so it's very much about manifestation and patience and balance for the divine masculine yesterday. I was getting 104 thoughts, in manifesting. How is he manifesting for the divine feminine with everything that he's dealing with? And also transmuting the divine feminine's negative thoughts. With his stuff is coming through to you, but your stuff could be coming over to him, right? So for the divine masculine, confessing new passion and being judged. So he may have talked about it to somebody. In his heart, warm and deep in thought about a new life bubbling up. Passionate growth and wanting to offer love as news of death of a rose is announced to wake up the dead. The Knight of Cups is offering love, unaware of awakened Queen of Pentacles injured, unable to keep up and getting rid of stuff. Forgiving and learning came up as underlying energy for the divine masculine. Caught out in the bushes, possibly. Observed Emperor, obsessed Emperor, keeping others quiet. Alright, so somebody might have gotten caught making out with someone, but the divine masculine may have just gotten caught about the divine feminine in some way, and then trying to keep others quiet about it. And then there's a timeout as the underlying energy as well. The family, or sham fam, out. Him repeating patterns. Juggling, out to be seen as a leader, successful. Giving love to all exposed. So all of the stuff is exposed. Studying energy, opportunity to rise above dependence on his partner as the King of Cups, unconditional love. The King of Cups' heart is fully exposed now, and everything else is like I said, the sun is out in every read now. Everything is coming out and being exposed. All of the dark energy is coming up. Announcement of love and passion and transformation that is bittersweet for the divine masculine. Called to his heart to dump superficial things and shine fully as love. The foundation is stuck in emotions of Emperor without a lover and walking away from trying to look perfect. Centrally, the King of Pentacles is coming up, aligning with manipulating Queen of Cups reversed, or over-emotional Queen of Cups reversed, in order to be King of Cups and give it up to God. Stalking and stealing energy, trying to wake up partner when it's really about self-love. So those divine masculines who are still trying to get their karmic partner to wake up and be what they want them to be, just need to really wake up about loving themselves first. The challenge is the Queen of Swords exposing her inner child to coming together with the King of Cups, choosing the path of justice, earthy and grounded, and complete, but needing the truth to feel free from fantasy and being controlled by possibly a karmic Leo was coming up, and 5D romantic heartbreak. So this illusion from the divine feminine side, needing to know more, right? Because she's been kept in the dark. Now in his head and heart, loving self instead of looking for it outside of himself. The worst is over and rising above, up nights and cycles of suffering, struggling with wise perspective and non-judgment of exposure, and getting attention and admiration, and having it now taken away. Soon for the divine masculine, too many thoughts are flooding his head. Right? Because it's really not his thoughts. What's coming up is his emotions, because he's got 5 cups there. But he thinks they're thoughts, because he's always tried to push his emotions away, when it's really just all of his emotions bubbling up to be dealt with. End of the family cycle, done. Present with nothing. Nothing left to fight for. Manifesting new love, getting attention. Working hard for the Empress in a leap of faith to the truth of sorrow of the High Priestess with keys. The truth of others. The truth of another too at work, possibly if he has partners, talking about him and needing to rest. He is emperor, holding back passionate night in order to cover things up, fix things, and spending savings to do housework. Let go of control issues and unrequited love came up for the divine masculine. Let go of control issues and unrequited love. At home, there's a sudden shock. Around him, detoxing inner child, without option to ascend. And I was getting, it could be like just a play on the 12-step program as being the 7-step program, and it actually could be some kind of 12-step program. Clearing blocks of injustice, manifesting messages of love from fools, offering 2 spoons of BS to new love while married and committed to his business. And then manifestation and change come up for the divine masculine, and change being the most important, that he needs to allow change. Separation from the Queen of Pentacles, pulling his heartstrings, of the harsh truth of a prison, and him refusing to see the divine feminine. Making his way to the divine feminine by transforming conflict and betrayal. The Empress third party through work is sorry for taking him down and not getting along at work, walking away from the Queen of Wands reversed heartbreak. She is holding back. She's holding back a new beginning or money to expose a third party, and the King of Swords reversed, pretending not to know. So here's the karmic energy, like trying to make nice if they got in a fight, and now also trying to hold back a new beginning or money within their life in order to expose the third party of the divine feminine. And the King of Swords reversed, who's not in his truth, pretending not to know about the divine feminine, which he does. So the Bat Cave, or the divine masculine's heart, the King of Cups new love, walking away to give it up to God and his higher self. The Emperor's resting to get over loss, to take steps to balance and truth and what he still has, and trying to end his pain. The Bat Cave, walking away, going within, from Emperor in order to ascend to the King of Cups, to his higher self with the Queen of Swords, meditating. Justice and love and loss and pain. Okay? So it's a lot of toughness. And then last night, I watched a movie called Newness. So it's all about the newness, letting go of the old and allowing in the new. And today is the 10th, so we have the Wheel of Fortune energy along with 31-4, which is the day adds up to 31, which is the 5 of Wands. So that's conflict energy, expansion energy. And the Wheel of Fortune, so we have divine assistance in this. But we need to transmute these energies, right? And they're heavy energies coming in to transmute right now, to let up and open up very deep-seated patterns and templates that we need to release. All right, digging really deep, because now that we've like kind of, if you think of it as an onion, you know, we've gotten all the top layers off. Now we're getting down to the really, you know, the nitty-gritty of it. For the Divine Feminine this morning, the major arcana were Reflection and Indigo and Tower. So Reflection is the Hermit, Indigo is the Magician, and then the Tower, of course. And then there was 1 sword, 2 pentacles, and 5 cups now for the Divine Feminine. No wands. So how the Divine Masculine experienced energy is very similar to what the Divine Feminine is experiencing now today. The numbers that came up for the Divine Feminine were 2, 3, 5, and 10, as well as 11 and 125 in the coding. And the coding was much about again, seeking assistance, and the H being a strand of DNA. Okay, that's that inner strength, the upgrade of the DNA, the H. And that the Divine Feminine is good at seeing the key of strength in shaman energy, of crystals, and during the expansion energy, and mastering your own strength. Okay, using your upgraded DNA to master your strength. And also adventure, it was all about adventure and music, so using music to help you do this. But again, they've been stressing adventure all week because it's been coming up a lot. Also about the Divine Feminine understanding the key to co-creating at work to expand and master the inner strength, the DNA, the adventure, and aid others. And also ETs were coming up. And shamans to help you expand, because there's been, with this chest pain, a lot of chest pain yesterday and today, the past couple of days. This is this expansion energy of your heart. Mastering this energy and climbing the DNA ladder. When I put the codes in to see what would come up, just some random things I got were from a header called TOR Fashion. Galactic Commander came up. Another one was number 40, which is the Page of Cups, by the way, came up as Isis. And that was from Piers Anthony's newsletter. So it was just very random, but it came up number 40, Isis. Number 40 is the Page of Cups, which comes up in the read today. I don't know if I said that. The court cards today were Page of Cups and King of Cups. Also, something that came up was Age of Adepts, chapter 83. 83 is the reflection of the King of Cups, which is, or the Queen of Cups, which is 38 online. And the energy I was just getting from that blurb from the header had to do with the idea of something not being a fair fight. Because this had come up with something else as well, that one side is at a disadvantage in a fight. Also got, and this was the actual header, P as in Paul, 209426, Knights of the Inner Sea. Night, and then it said unrest. When members of 2 noble houses are joined in marriage, of otherwise wise to symbolize an alliance or interlaced bend, lets that run the length of the field, the iconic cavalier. And I know it skips around a little bit because some of the headings sometimes they have like the letters are all separate from each other, so you have to kind of figure out where the words are meeting. But it was really about, you know, joining noble houses. When members of 2 noble houses are joined in marriage, of otherwise wise, in marriage, maybe it's or otherwise, it's wise to symbolize an alliance or interlaced bend that lets them, this merger basically, run the length of the field. The iconic cavalier. And what's the iconic cavalier? And so I put that in, and what came up was D's first period. This was from, the actual header was new page 2 from idYsinger.St. John Seminary, I guess, stjohnsem.edu. But D's first period, which came up as 1558 to 83, the leader of the Elizabeth Renaissance, John D., 1527 to 1608. One was the son of an official at the court of Henry VIII. He was born, all right, so we get 8, which is the infinity, but it's also the H of the DNA. He was born into the Tudor world at the time immediately before the break with Rome, when the divorce issue was looming, all right? So this is coming up in reference to the two noble houses coming together in marriage. Even could be arranged marriages that may be affiliated with the unions coming together, and the divorce issues involved with these marriages, and that don't believe in divorce. Who really believes in divorce? You don't get married to get divorced. That's not what you choose. But then the iconic cavalier I looked up specifically. Obviously, it's like the Knight of Cups, but what came up was called Elaine, Alain, Elaine, not Elaine, Elaine, which was a selfish man of royal blood, hardened by battle since removing the silver spoon from his mouth, an excellent commander of troops, and enjoys battle. All right, so it was coming up as this iconic cavalier, of royal blood. So he's kind of a baby. He's gotten whatever he wants, spoiled, but then he was sent into battle, and so he had to grow up. So now he enjoys that, but he's still blocked. He's got a lot of wounds from immature emotions that were never fully developed. So for the Divine Feminine this morning, the read has to do with, it starts with present to nothingness for the Divine Feminine, but Epiphany is about nothing left to fight for. Sound familiar? We just had that yesterday. The truth of the Knight of Wands, the passionate warrior. The twins are now out, or exposed together on unstable ground, floating on a sea of their combined emotions of the 3D portal. Jesus is about to step into our realm with lions and bulls via the 4D shadows in order to expose the inner child, the sunflower, the orange, the yellow, the green, and the white, the inner child warrior of truth exposed. Also, children may be shipped off, or twins move to peace, or possibly twins go sailing or cruising. Also, negative inner child is reborn to end the pain, the rebirth after battles, after the battles are over. So it's the rebirth after the battles are over, and the King of Wands, or the Man of Passion, has found his inner child's sea legs. So he's trying to get stabilized in his new knowing. Also, there may be battles over children and the truth exposed. And the underlying energy is calling in your soulmate. One lover has, this is still the underlying energies of one lover dropped out in the open with sweet judgment after the King of Pentacles may have been chasing girls or have been thought to be chasing girls. Someone is tossed out actually getting their wish. Someone gets tossed out or tosses the other out, actually now getting their wish of manifestation, which is also underlying energy. The Knight of Wands is out opposing possibly a Cancer energy on the warpath, not surrendering to the enemy, but allowing the lover now to sparkle, no longer fighting back. Passion and growth and rising above, as the Indigo child is able to end the battle, the inner battle, with Excalibur, the truth, with magic. The Divine Masculines are learning from their children the freedom of full disclosure. The foundation for the Divine Feminine is no longer being bored when left behind, with disadvantage and nowhere to go, but to twin or to children, because now the Divine Feminine is alone with her own light and reflecting. The Divine Feminine may feel like they can't keep up with other twins when there's always help nearby. So they shouldn't feel that way, because there's always a friend nearby to call, okay? Centrally, the Page of Cups, or that innocence, that innocent love, is cracked wide open, so the heart being cracked wide open. And now the Divine Feminine spending on her dreams and spending on healing, fixing things up and making repairs to allow light to shine more fully, after jealousy and ungroundedness arise for the Divine Feminine to clear. Regarding the karmic Empress, controlling reunion, so this could very much be the Divine Feminine's mother or the karmic energy and or their mother or others that affect the Divine Feminine in their lives. But this was coming up after the jealousy and ungroundedness arise for the Divine Feminine, regarding the karmic Empress controlling reunion, using her sexual control, challenged by the Divine Masculine's workplace, hurting himself by allowing others to control him, and using sex and parties, knowing the right people, etc., when the Divine Masculine knows who his real pearl is, reflecting every night as angel justice is truth. The Divine Feminine truth with reunion of big love at full moon through work. Sagittarius, Libra, and Taurus energies were coming up right here regarding this reunion. Now, with sudden events and epiphanies as the Divine Feminine is alone, allows her inner child heart to expand even more, to love everyone, including the Divine Masculine's karmic, even if they've done wrong by you, knowing that that is their wound, not yours. The Divine Feminine may be overwhelmed emotionally and in uncomfortable emotions, alone with her light and no options, shedding light on others, coming together or celebrating, possibly gossiping, as the King of Wands is exhausted from the battle. The Divine Feminine feels this. I was getting an Empress, possibly a Leo or a Taurus, hog-tying the Divine Masculine to control reunion romance as the Divine Masculine misses his flame at the full moon. Okay, and there's justice coming up here, and or divorce. She's right there in front of him. This is the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine is being shown as right, the Divine Masculine feeling sad, not seeing the Divine Feminine right there in front of him, leaning on the truth, feeling his love, and sharing her downloads, fully exposed, looking for a kind word outside the 5D, a path to follow. Soon overworking, after receiving epiphanies and or ideas, in order to get over loss and sadness of twin, with a karmic who she knows is unhappy. The karmic is digging into money and secrets. Oh, or is clinging. Could be digging too. The karmic is clinging to the Divine Masculine's money and secrets, and also his psychic abilities. She doesn't want to let go of the profitability of this. Now, the Divine Feminine walking away inward, or possibly feeling the Divine Masculine walking away, also going inward, after out-of-control Leo is stewing in emotions of brain wars, so like constantly in their head and freaking out. So new love and chemistry comes up as for the Divine Feminine today. New love and chemistry. Around the Divine Feminine is completion energy, a boy inspired to magician embodiment and surrendering, leaving behind the old of the King of Pentacles, intimidating and or chasing or flirting with girls, to the new of only one and getting their wish. The Divine Feminine needs to clear blocks of unconditional love after constant energy being thrown your way from dysfunctional family patterns being cleared, as well as sneaky behavior, half-truths, no playtime, and lack mentality, especially regarding your psychic abilities and gifts. Don't keep them to yourself. Again, for the Divine Feminine, it's all about the adventure and music, to play. Spiritual career comes up as even more important. Use your adventurous spirit to find your spiritual career. Self-love, new love, and taking a leap of faith, allowing peace and your 5D beauty to radiate, to allow the Knight of Cups to talk about their psychic abilities with you, as well as union, allowing uncomfortable feelings to just be, so they can pass as you guys make nice with each other. New love in the bat cave, or the divine masculine's heart. Detached emotionally from the karmic, or the karmic is just emotionally detached, like a man. He offers friendship, but she clings to secrets and protecting herself. The divine feminine is leaping to love. The new moon sinks and sore spots arise in the divine masculine's warm heart. Sadness and regret, thinking of all the giving when he could have just released himself. Still not talking, but not getting wish and sick of it. Maybe just sick. And the King of Pentacles offers an opportunity, or like father, like son. It's all about stability and mastering the finances. Okay, so that was coming up for the divine feminine. And I'm going to pull you some oracle cards. Let's clear a line from the Ascension deck. Take a deep breath. From the Ascension deck, what is the advice? We have Kuan Yin, so that's very soothing. And air at the bottom. Air is number 12, which is the hangman of wisdom. And the affirmation for air is, I invoke air to carry angels singing around the world and bring hope and peace. And the card that came up is very much about the inner child, Kuan Yin, which is number 43, which is the Three of Cups. And it says, Kuan Yin is the master of the 12th ray of unconditional love. She radiates a vibrant cerise pink light of divine feminine energy, love, and compassion. Kuan Yin is re-empowering women everywhere and bringing forward feminine wisdom in men. She is inviting you to develop your divine feminine qualities, including your healing abilities. Find ways to nurture and empower others and yourself. Give yourself permission to go with the flow and share with everyone for the highest good. This will subtly affect your stellar gateway chakra and build the Antakarana bridge to source. The affirmation is, I act from my divine feminine wisdom. Okay. So it's so much about nurturing your inner child and being kind with yourself. Right? Right. Especially, you know, don't criticize yourself. Don't, you know, when you think that you get lost, it's time to reconnect with your higher self. That's being kind to yourself, or take a walk, you know, get yourself grounded again, instead of beating yourself up, okay? And don't allow others to beat you up as well. That's where walking away comes in handy, okay? So for the past life deck, and it's just so much about nurturing the inner child. What is the advice? What is the advice for the twins today? Okay, we have, actually this one must have come out too. Biblical at the bottom. Okay, and this is very much like the Eight of Pentacles. He's working very hard in his workshop. He's getting ready to put the fourth leg on the stool. Okay, that's what we were talking about. Going from the third to the fourth leg, the stability. Okay, and the first card that came out was leaving or travel, which came up this week, as well as trees. Letting the light through the trees. I'm getting very heavy energies from this, so I definitely feel like it's some kind of divide. But it's like saying, even in the sadness of having to part or say goodbye, to allow the sun to come in. You know, get out in nature, to be in nature, to help you ground yourself. But it's very murky and it's hard to see with all of the cloudiness around you. I'm also getting someone who usually travels all the time is giving up that. They're not doing that anymore. They're done, like, running away from themselves in a way. Stop running away from yourself. Like, stop to to smell the roses, to see the sun come through the trees. Stop running from yourself, okay? And if you need to travel to feel good, you know, take a vacation, definitely do that. That's when, you know, we're on vacation, how much do we spend? We spend so much time, more time in nature on vacation than we normally do, so that's definitely helpful. And now for the journey of love. All right, what is the advice for the journey of love? All the twins today. What is the advice? Take a deep breath. What is the advice? This is it. Okay. The bottom is Ethereal Touch. It's 27, which is the Ace of Wands. Okay. Like it says, number 27, which is a 9. And then the card came out as the Christ Flame. Okay. This is very much about that transmutation energy. Okay, it's that time of the feeling of Christ on the cross is what we're experiencing. The 31, that is that 5 of Wands energy, right? Conflict. And I'm going to read to you what that says. Okay, the Christ Flame. Within you burns the flame of the Christ, beyond religion. This flame belongs to all hearts willing to receive the divine. Opening to its lover would opening to it as a lover would open the heart to receive the beloved. Though the awakening of the Christ within brings greater closeness to the divine, and therefore greater love and depth of compassion, it too can bring sadness, righteous anger, and a passionate need to contribute positive healing action and change in the world. You may be an introspective soul who does this through mastering the inner world with meditation and yoga, raising your own vibration with absolute intent, that this bring healing to the world around you. You may be an extroverted soul that thrives in sharing messages and living a life of dynamic action in support of the causes that are worthy and moving to your brave heart, capable of feeling divine outrage and responding with inspired action. You may be a combination of these soul types and choosing wisely what you consume, which companies you support, what television you do or do not watch, and what you read, voting for the life you want to have around you in the world through your actions, internal and external. This is the Christ flame igniting within you, setting the world aflame with the fire of divine love. This oracle brings guidance that you are connecting with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken as a sacred heart, bearing the Christ flame of divine love this lifetime. You're part of the wave of awakened happening on the earth now. You're exactly where you are meant to be and doing exactly what you are meant to be doing. Keep going. Okay? And the poem reads, love is more than words can define. It is a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It's a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It is a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks in a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something we can only imagine when hearts combine and love becomes more. Okay. This is very much about the heart expanding today in the Page of Cups. I'm going to show you the Page of Cups in this deck because it's very much about heart expansion. Okay, so this is the Syrian Starseed deck. And this is very much the energy of today, right? The Page of Cups cracking their heart wide open. And so you know, it's, like I said, it's very much about the crucifixion energy today. You know, we're transmuting, we're getting down to the hardest part of it. You know, the worst is, you know, I'm blanking out on the expression. It's darkest before the dawn, okay? And that's the energy that you're feeling right now, the crucifixion, okay? So make sure you take care of yourselves. Don't get down on yourself. If you need to cry, cry, get it out, and then come back to your balance. Drink your water, get your rest, and make sure you get out into nature, okay? Have a great day, guys. Take it easy, rise and be loved.